All right, guys, thank you so much for staying with us. Welcome back to the show. And we've got something exciting for you.
Yes, we're cooking.
Yes, we're cooking after marinating for a long time.
So
now that
everywhere.
now where the food done, maybe we'll give you
Can
the
we talk
food.
about important issue? And let's
That's what I want to talk about, not football.
Chelsea is cooking since all these years. It's all right.
Okay, so learning from each mistake requires self-awareness and humility, but this can also be one of the biggest keys to reaching your full potential. So we've spoken about people who are not mentally strong on this show and have preferred things they should do to meet up the standard. Today, we will be speaking on those who have met the standard of being mentally strong and 5 things the mentally strong people do not do, so that the not so mentally strong ones can learn from. Okay, this is Daily Top 5.
4, 3, 2, 1, watch me.
So the first thing that not mentally strong people do or should do is they don't shy away from change. Yes, it's pointless to wallow in your problems, exaggerate your misfortune, and keep track of how many difficulties you faced. Throwing a pity party will only make matters worse, so try this every day. Find 3 things to be grateful for to keep self-pity at bay. And I can confess, or I should confess, that this actually works. On a normal day, just finding one thing to be grateful for, it actually helps because it builds your confidence. The fact that you have something to be grateful for, then means you're doing something right. Yeah. So if you can find 3 things, then you're doing a lot of things right, though. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, speaking on that, I know that even the most successful people, right, they always have 1 or 2 problems come their way.
Of course.
There's always going to be problems, right? It's the way life works. Now, they are even excited at challenges, at things, because they want to be able to keep their brain working and to solve situations. So what a lot of people do is that they wallow in self-pity when problems come. You know, all you need to do is, okay, this problem has come. How do you solve it? You know, so...
Yeah, be like the strong people. They do not bother. They just go on.
Yeah.
Go in. It's another challenge. Let's go on.
Wow,
Yeah.
just go in. All right. Second on the list, they don't give away their power. You can't be mentally strong while feeling like a victim, because empowering yourself is a necessary step towards living the life you desire. So rather than saying, I have to work late today, change it to, I have chosen to stay late.
That is some level of positivity. And yes, saying that you made the choice yourself can also make you understand that, yes, you actually have a choice to leave, but you chose to stay late because you need to get the work done. And that alone shows how hardworking you are. So, yes, that works.
I mean, what this says for me is that always make sure that you're in control of your situation. Don't let anything take you out of that power. It's a balance that you must always have. You know, so yeah, it's very important at the end of the day. All right.
Next thing, they don't waste energy on things they cannot control. A mentally strong person will not complain about silly stuff. They rather concentrate on the aspects of their lives over which they have control, because they understand that sometimes the only thing they have control over is their attitude. And bad attitude will take you nowhere, which is why you need to focus on your life and look at what works for you. And by the time you understand what works for you, then you'll have control over it, and make sure you maintain the control and only veer towards what works positively for you. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants negativity. Say bad energy, stay far away.
I mean, I know someone who, she says she doesn't get, if she has a problem, she doesn't think over it or brood over it for too long. It doesn't take her more than 30 minutes.
Mentally strong.
Why? Because she said it's either 2 options. Either I'm going to be able to solve it, or I'm not going to solve it. So either way, there's no reason to brood over it. So she just moves on very quickly. She doesn't even waste time. So yeah, that's it. At number 4, we say they do not fear taking risk. Mentally strong people understand that they do not have to please everyone all of the time. They aren't afraid to say no or to speak up when it's necessary. They also strive to be kind and fair.
True.
I'm still mentally strong like this.
You
You
didn't.
see that risk part is just one factor that everybody is always guilty one way or the other. The fear of the unknown. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Like I was discussing with you earlier before we started the show. Like it's just a crazy situation where mentally strong people, like, oh, this is it. Let's do it. Whatever comes out of it, we'll find out. To be another learning curve. Let's just get right into it, which is amazing.
And that's something that recently I found out that some comedians and skit makers, they actually archive some things. It's not everything they post you see, because they're testing their material. They've worked tirelessly on content, and then they post it, they see that the feedback is not okay, they archive it, and then they go to work on it. So by the time they bring it back, you'll be like, I've seen this thing somewhere, but you don't know that they only went to improve on it. And I've also been to comedy clubs where comedians come to test their material. So it's because of the fact that they've gotten feedback, they've taken that risk, they've gotten the criticism, and they knew that, oh, people didn't laugh, but I can actually make it better. People gave feedback and comments, and that makes it better for them.
To be honest, I think it's even more about the fact that you have to learn to say no and not please everyone. So this is something that personally I'm also trying to learn, because I used to find it difficult to be able to say no.
Yeah, true.
Because when you tell me you want something, I want to try and figure out how to solve it.
True.
So it's just until recently, you know, my manager Bimbo has helped me to cultivate the habit of saying no, so that you don't kill yourself trying to do something for somebody, and then it's going to weigh on you, and then you're trying to please somebody else. So learn to say no. When you cannot, just say no.
Because at the end of the day, you end up disappointing themselves and yourself.
Yep.
All right, this last one is something that everyone needs to think about. They don't dwell on the past. People who are mentally strong do not waste time reflecting on the past and wishing things could be different. They're aware of their past and can articulate what they have learned from it. So a lot of people dwell on the past. They dwell on their past mistakes. Instead of dwelling on it, why not learn from it? When you learn from your past mistakes, you won't make the same mistake twice. You make a different mistake, and as you progress, you're getting better because you're not making the same mistakes you made. And before you know it, the failure becomes success.
To be honest, this is something that, in fact, as at yesterday, I was quarreling about it. Because, you know, so our generation of our parents, you know, their generation, you know, when they're be like in an old age. So when something happens, you know, they are always like, you know, and I told you in the past, if you had done this, trust me, we know the mistakes have been made. You know, the mistakes have been made. Now, let's talk about the solutions. How do we move forward? Why are you sitting down, still talking about the past? The lessons have been learned. Let's just move on and solve it, and then keep growing. If not, a lot of people are still wallowing in the same situation they find themselves because they are still talking about the problem, but they're not talking about the solution. Find your solution, move on, but they're still talking about the past. You know?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we hope we've been able to motivate you, even though #2023, we know they motivate.